Hi, Aries, and welcome to October of 2018. This is Sky here to give you a reading based on the energies which are coming forward. And I hope that you are enjoying yourself as we come into the Libra period of time in this year. I do feel that you might be feeling a bit opposed coming into this energy, or there's something that is. Maybe feeling on the other side, like you're looking at someone directly, or you're looking at something that's feeling like an obstacle or like right directly in front of you that has to be maybe resolved this month, coming into this energy for sure. It feels like there are a lot of people right directly into this energy. There are a lot of people around you who might be needing something from you, perhaps offering to give you something or offering to start over with you. I do sense that this is a month where Aries can be offered something really potent, for sure. We are moving into a very strong Venus retrograde in Scorpio, and I do feel that for Aries, this represents a torrid love affair potentially for some of you, or someone who is wanting to reactivate a past that they have with you. Someone could be demanding closure. Someone could be wanting to reach out to you in a way that is uncomfortable. I definitely sense that for a lot of you. Or you might be in October coping from that type of situation. Ultimately, I feel that what October is representing for you is a new leaf being turned over, definitely new people coming in. I sense you to be extremely magnetic, very strong animal magnetism being exuded from Aries right now. So everyone is crowding around you. Everyone is wanting a bit of what you have. And it's kind of hard to know how to respond to that, or hard to know how to see that for you now, because the past might have been filled with solitude for Aries, which was interesting. You know, when Saturn was in Sagittarius in 2017, the past felt very alone, and now you are coming into a place where a lot more people want to be around you, a lot more social activity starts to be prevalent, and you also get seen in a very positive way. I feel like I'm really loving the Queen of Wands energy for Aries, you know, really honing in on that popular feminine fire element for you, really starting over with the Fool, and really redefining what solitude means to you with the Hermit reversed. You know, you might not want to be alone so much anymore. You might be kind of really desiring to have a new experience with someone, or a new experience with people in general, like what people mean to you, what relationships mean to you. That is being redefined now, and I really feel that it turns into something wonderful as well. Your central theme this month is the Devil reversed, so all of these things are hinging on what might have once felt addictive to you. So there's like an addiction oriented nature which becomes redefined as well here, and that's why I'm sort of feeling like maybe something with an X from the past comes up, or something that feels torrid in love comes up, because despite like all these quite positive archetypes which show themselves in the weeks of October, it's all being siphoned up into that archetype of the Devil reversed. So you're going to see very clearly like who is and is not on your side. You're going to see like people's true personalities, people's true colors in this month, and you're going to be called to respond to that in a way that helps to break the shackles with any type of relationship that is toxic or codependent. So I do feel that the blessing of this month is that codependent relationships fall off here or show their true colors, because it's especially difficult when you have a codependent relationship that you're unaware of. So you're going to see any types of toxic connections or any type of codependent connections, and it's going to be your job to follow through for yourself, and to follow through and even give yourself solitude if you have to. You know, this is a breakup month for some of you. It's also a month where you can find a new relationship as well. I do feel like that the relationship status can very easily change here, and it's a type of change that is not hasty. It's a type of change that is not preemptive. Okay, it's something that has needed to happen. So if you see a relationship status change, you know, you go from like being in a long relationship to being single, or vice versa, it is the right time. Like, don't doubt that. Like, don't feel like, okay, did I make a hasty decision? Because you're going to have a really good sixth sense about what ties need to be broken and what shackles need to become undone now. Okay, and I think that you might have a tendency to second guess yourself a little bit here. You know, Libra time for Aries can feel a bit manic depressive. It can feel a bit bipolar, actually, because that axis in astrology is a very volatile axis. So when the sun goes into Libra, you can see that any volatile nature of your own is accentuated. So I feel you to be more solid than you're giving yourself credit for. And it's important for you to remember that even if you are kind of going off of a gut instinct, or if you're kind of making new choices based on something that you just found out, it's okay, because it's important to honor that right now. And it's important to not rest on your laurels. I feel in a lot of cases for many Aries, it's important to follow through, because it's important to show that to yourself, that you are willing to trust your like preemptive instincts, like what comes up very suddenly, you're willing to trust it and not think that you're being like crazy, or you're being asking too much, or you're being too hard on the people around you. Okay, Aries, so a great month to refocus on what your relationship status is. Really good month to refocus on what you're projecting to the world. You know, you're redefining your aesthetic. I feel Queen of Wands, it says to me that you're really working on how you come off to other people, and making that something that is more authentic to you, more fiery, more flamboyant, more spontaneous for some of you as well. Really beautiful. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week so we can see more clearly what is coming up. In the first week, you have Page of Cups rooted down by King of Wands reversed. Again, all about people in that first week. You could see that you're feeling more emotionally connected to people, more empathetic than you've been in a while. So you're really picking up the emotional experiences of others. And you're also seeing that you're not really willing to have people surround you who aren't in alignment with your own like morals or your own virtue. I feel like in the past, and this is kind of interesting, Aries has been really okay with having any type of person around, like even if they come from like a certain type of background that doesn't work for you, like that doesn't matter. Like you're very inclusive. I feel like Aries to be a very inclusive energy, but now you're becoming more picky about the people that you at least let in like really deeply. Perhaps in the past you've been okay with having a very close friendship with someone who is like very narcissistic, for example, because you like don't actually get that close to them and it doesn't really affect you. But now you notice that you start to become much more close to people than you used to. And you start to realize that you have to start making boundaries. So if someone is really struggling with narcissism, or really struggling with some type of personality that does not harmonize with your own, you realize that now those relationships cannot flourish in the way that they used to, and you start to maybe attract in the type of people who are more harmonious with your own personality. Okay, because with King of Wands reverse rooting that down, it says to me that certain personality types reverse your own King of Wands energy. And it's interesting that you have like King and Queen of Wands in your reading, Aries, because you are a fire sign. You represent King or Queen of Wands. So your goal this month truly is to have a new type of harmony of yourself, a new type of evolution that combines and merges your own personality. So you're going to see very clearly when other personality types do not resonate with you anymore. Week number 2, you have Page of Pentacles rooted down by 8 of Wands. Important to see where your opposition is. Who feels adversarial? Who is needing conflict with you? Could this be at work? Does this have to do with business? Watch out for business partnerships in the second week. Don't be too haphazardly forming any types of money partnerships or business partnerships, because you could just see that it brings too much work or too much opposition in. Like, whose side are you on, and what does that mean? What does it mean to partner with someone? What does it mean to become an ally with someone? You know, even if it's not in business. Like, through supporting one person, are you going against 7 other people? That's always an important message of 7 of Wands. Like, through one type of message of support, what opposition do you gain in that way? Okay, so pick your battles wisely during that week. Week number 3, you have the Hermit reversed, rooted down by 7 of Pentacles reversed. So solitude isn't cutting it anymore. You might sort of be wanting to honor what you've needed in the past. Maybe in the past you needed, after having a stressful situation, you needed to like keep to yourself. You needed to go and be in your house and just sort of seek solitude. But now that might not be giving you what you've previously gotten from that. And it's time to maybe form new coping mechanisms here. And there's an aspect of maybe feeling a bit unprotected. Maybe through cleaning up your relationship field, you don't have the support network that you used to, or you feel that at least. You are protected. Remember in the third week that you are protected. Because the Hermit, regardless of whether it's upright or reversed, is a symbol of protection. So it means that regardless of your decisions right now, there is a sense of protection. But when it's reversed, you can doubt that. You can feel like, okay, like I don't really have anyone on my side. I don't really have any allies. I don't really have anyone to back me right now. Certainly energetically you do, but it might be harder to see it. It might be harder to have proof or validation of that protection, but it is there. So watch out for desperately seeking protection. Watch out for like needing, like, where is the validation? Where is it? Seven of Pentacles reversed to me often denotes someone who's trying to look for something in the wrong place. Like Seven of Wands is about looking at what you've gained, what you've collected over a long period of time. And when it's in the reverse, to me, it says we're looking for that in the wrong place. So you've had a relationship that's been going for a really long time, and you're looking in the bank account to find the value of the relationship. What other value is there? Okay, things like that. It's going to be important to find value in other places, for sure, because Aries is sometimes an instant gratification sign. So that's good when you're, in athletics, or when you're doing something that, you have to like really work in that specific moment to make a big result. That's where like the instant gratification seeking can be a very positive personality trait. But in like long-term relationships, for example, it's important to think about creative representations of what you've gained on behalf of the relationship. And if there's nothing there, perhaps you need to seek new relationships, or you need some time, being single to see it, because sometimes Aries can be a sign that only sees the value in something in the past. It's sometimes hard to see it in the present, which has been kind of a new thing for you, actually, if I can say. You've been sort of having a time issue. So like you're only seeing things positively in the past, or you're only seeing potentials in like the future. Really work on the present here. The Hermit can be a time archetype, a time energy. So what is the present meaning to you right now? When it's in reverse, we might not be too satisfied with the present, but really enjoying the past or the future. So like, where's the past tripping? Where's the future tripping? And how can we, moving into the fourth week with Queen of Wands rooted down by the Fool reversed, that incredible energetic 180 from the previous week, how can we find our blessings and our victories here and now in the present moment? It might be time to change your hair. It might be time to trade in your car. It might be time to get a new representation of your aesthetic, or even give back. I feel like some of you can start like a new cycle of giving, even if it's like providing a new service, like giving a new service or giving a new hobby to other people around you, starting like a new business where like even if people are purchasing things from you, it's like introducing new things into their lives. It's definitely a green light on new business ideas, or even like moving. But smaller actions can work as well. So like changing up your aesthetic in a small way, changing up the way that your home looks on the inside, while like remaining the same outside could be a good energetically healing thing for certain Aries, because there have been internal changes for you, but not everyone has seen that. So it's like a nice comparison to maybe change something like on the inside of your house, but keep the outside the same, so that you see how that works. And you're like, it's like a light bulb moment. You're like, wow, yeah, a lot of things have changed in me too, even though I haven't maybe changed a lot on the outside. And it's like through each small change that you do, there's like a sudden realization. Because you are tapping into something very symbolic this month. The Devil reversed being your central theme means that symbolism will have to be acknowledged by Aries. It's not going to be very obvious. So for example, if you found yourself in a difficult place, you've been like cheated on, or you've been lied to, or you've experienced a lot of loss, or you're very unhappy with your current environment, those solutions to those particular problems won't come about in very obvious ways, which on the surface can maybe feel like a very big inconvenience, but realizing the growth that ensues on behalf of having to solve these problems in a more creative and symbolic way is really where the gift of this energy lies. So start to maybe become a bit investigative, or at least investigative of symbolism. Be responsible with how you develop those qualities within yourself. But think about how you can channel some of the energies by looking into some of the symbolic or esoteric aspects of your life. It is a good month to do some studying into astrology or tarot, or doing anything related to this, because I do feel like it shows you a lot. Maybe perhaps learning how to read tarot, or learning how to tap into your own mediumistic abilities in a surface way, like not maybe going too extremely deep with it, but it could be a good month to have a consultation with a psychic that you like, or even doing some type of psychoanalytical counseling, not something that's too surface for that, like really going deep with something like that. So like having some type of counseling or some type of psychology study, even like if you wanted to study psychology. But yeah, a good time for like readings or any type of studying into your own shadow or into your own mechanisms and symbolisms as a person. Briefly here, I don't feel like once we get into November, or certainly like late November, that it will be quite as positive then, because you will have already learned one way or another, but it doesn't hurt here and now. So if you would like a reading with me, for instance, you can check the description box below. But also self-study and self-reading can be quite positive as well. So it's whatever you would like during this time. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude the reading there, Aries. Really good luck for this month. October is generally one of the more defining months of your year, and I definitely feel that to be the case here and now in this year. Be sure to check the description box below, and there should be like a link in the center of the screen to see my Patreon page if you would like to receive these readings early and ad-free, or support my channel. Also check out the Venus retrograde video that should be on the screen now as well, and your likes, comments, and subscriptions mean the world to me. Much love, and we'll be talking soon. Bye.